We are going to learn about AutoCAD 3D. So, first of all, what you need to set? You need the proper tools, right? To work in 3D, to work with your 3D model, you need the right set of tools. So, for that, first of all, you need to switch the workspace, either 3D basics or 3D modeling. So, let me switch 3D basics. And here you will find some basic modeling tools. Here you will not find like most of the complex tools to modify uh, any kind of complex model. So these tool set is for basic modeling. Here you can see that we have few things, but also in AutoCAD all the tools are available. If we know the command, we can activate any tool, right? So we can work with this also if we need, or anytime if we require any kind of complex modeling tool or modifying tool, we can activate them as well. We also have for 3D modeling. So if you set this workspace, there you can see there are lots of tools available within this workspace in your ribbon. So this workset is for complex modeling. Any kind of 3D model you can create with the help of these tools in AutoCAD, right? Now you have the right set of tools, but you can't see the Z axis, right? You need to see the all three axes so that you can identify what you are creating your model in this three dimension. So what you next do is you switch the view in any isometric view. So from this view control menu, you can switch to SW isometric or SE isometric. So we have four isometric view. You can switch from this, or else you can come to this view tab here. Here you can switch to SW isometric. So I don't recommend this one because it will also change the working plane. It will align the working plane as per the view. So I don't recommend to switch your view from this option. You can change uh, your 3D view from this home button as well. If you click on this home button, you can have SW isometric, that is set as the home view. Or else what you can do, if you are currently in this view, you can click on any top corner of this view cube. Is that clear? So if you click on this corner, so this will be the northeast isometric. If you click on this corner of this view cube, this will be northwest isometric. So like that, you can have SW isometric, that is southwest. You can have southeast SE isometric. So you can switch like this. Fine. So these two things you will be setting first, and then you will go for your unit. You will enter, and there you will be changing all the things, or else you can go for directly dash TWG unit. You already know. Let me go with this 3 and display format 2 decimal. Linear display I need 2, and scale object upon insert, yes. Match insertion unit to drawing units, yes, and yes, and yes. So now we are ready. Now if I create any object here, you will see that I am creating this object at the base first, and then I am giving the height. First I am providing the cross sectional area, and then I'm providing the height. All right. So this is the basic thing in any 3D modeling software. So as per the coordinate, you will create your model. That's the thing. So before going to coordinate, I want to show you about this visual style. So right now this is set as 2D wireframe. You can change it to other visual style you have. So whenever you want to see the surfaces, so you will go with this shaded. This three shaded option is there. So you will go with this either shaded or shaded with edges. So this edges will be highlighted, and you have this shaded of gray. So this is particularly this color. And if you go for realistic, then all the materials you have provided here will be visible only in this realistic. So it will give you the realistic view. So make sure whenever you are applying the material, you must check this visual style. Otherwise, your materials will not be visible. And you have hidden. So all the hidden lines will not be shown here. Okay. And you have this conceptual kind of visual style, and we have this wireframe, and you also have wireframe option. There is two wireframe, one is 2D wireframe, one is wireframe. So 2D wireframe is there, you cannot select any face, you cannot uh, get the 3D surfaces. But if you go for wireframe, so you will get the wireframe look, but you can select the surfaces, you can see the volume. So that's the difference only. Like a 3D model you were seeing in wireframe, and if you go for 2D wireframe, so all the it's like a uh, only 2D geometry only, like this line you have created this as a 2D lines. So it's kind of visual style it is. So after that, we will go with coordinates. Okay. So coordinates plays a vital role in any kind of 3D modeling software because it will help us to create our model very easily. If we just change the uh, coordinate or the work plane, it will help us to save lots of steps. Within minimum steps, we can create our model. All right. So let me go with that. And first of all, let me create one model there. Uh, so for that, let me go with. Suppose this is my center line, and here I have this polysolid option to create a wall-like solid in AutoCAD. So first of all, I need to specify the width and the height. So I'm going to specify the width as 250 mm, and the height will be like 2800. Enter. And then I'm going with the justification as center. I can specify left, right. So I'm going to show you that like the center you are specifying. So this is too small. So let me do one thing is scale this as a base point. Scale factor will be 100. Enter. Let me check with the polysolid. So already I have defined width and height, and the justification at the default condition it is set as center. And now let me do this. So it's like creating a polyline, but it's a 3D. And then you go for close. So here you can change it to realistic or shaded. All right. And suppose you have a window over there and Chaza over there. So how you can easily create that? Let me show you. So what you can do is you can simply create on this surface a rectangle, but I'm trying to create the rectangle on this surface, but I cannot create it because the work plane is set xy. Xy is the default work plane. So either I can activate the dynamic UCS, or I can align my working plane XY with this front view. If I align my XY working plane with this front view, then I can draw the rectangle on the surface. So here I have this coordinate option. So we can also work with dynamic UCS, that is the shortcut F6. So here you can see that dynamic UCS is on right now, and you can draw a rectangle right now. So you see that this surface is highlighted right now. So that means as per this surface, it will be the working plane, and perpendicular its direction, there will be Z. So let me create that. Here you can see, right? And for the Chaza, so I'm creating random. Okay, and we have this press pull option. So for this window, I need hollow. So I will press, I will select this area, and then I will press in this direction. And now you have C. And for this Chaza, I need to pull. There will be projection for this Chaza, so I need to pull. So this there will be the same command. With the same command, I can do it, and I will give the projection. Okay. So I'm giving random values here. All right. So this is how our modeling is so easy. Suppose if I didn't change the coordinate, I had to create this Chaza there, and then I had to move and place on this surface. So there would be 2 steps or 3 steps. So I had cut down 2 steps. I have made it in one single step. So it saved time, and it's easy to create. Now let me change it to 2D wireframe. And suppose you have plans where your let me off this dynamic UCS, and suppose you have some windows created in this plan. So let me draw those. Okay, I'm going with random values. All right. Now here you can see this is the window you have created in your 2D plan. But here you need to create one box if you are working with your 2D plan like this. And what will be the window height that you will be providing? So here I'm going with the random, and then there will be seal height, right? So for that, what you should do is you come to this realistic or shaded, and there you can select also. So if you want to select overwritten objects in 3D visual style, so you must on the selection cycling. So the selection cycling is on right now. You can come to this customization option, and there you have this selection cycling. You can on this selection cycling option, and then it will help you to identify if there is any overwritten object. Okay. So when there is no overwritten object, so with that you will not get this small box and box symbol along with your crosshair. Okay, so you can easily select that, or even if it is not highlighted, so even if you click on that, it will, sorry, make sure like that you will get this option to choose your desired object. So this is my desired object. I need to select this, and here you see this is called gizmo or pivot. So this is called gizmo. So right now we are having move gizmo. This is called move gizmo, and it will show you the positive dimensions and direction of your uh, positive dimensions. So the red direction is x positive direction, the arrow is directing towards the x positive, and the green arrow is directing towards y positive, and the blue is for z positive. And there you can see also planes are there. So this is xy plane, this is yz plane, and this is your xz plane. So if you select this xz plane, you can see that both the x and z axis are highlighted right now. So if you click and drag, so this object will move along x and z, and so on for other planes. And if you choose only one particular axis, so you can move along one particular axis. So I need to move only in z direction, either positive or negative. So for this one, I need to move positive direction. So I will go, don't click on that. So make sure you are selecting the z direction. Sorry, it's taking the base. Yeah. So I have shifted the position with that gizmo. Let me select it, and here let me show you like this. You can change the position, and while moving it, you can type the value, like let me type the value like 250, enter, and there you can see. All right. Or else what you can do is you can select it and go for its properties, and there you have this position x, position y, and z. So there you can change. Fine. And if you want to change other things like length, width, and height, that you can also change from this properties palette. Now I have to subtract. I have to subtract for the window. So I have this option called subtract in this solid editing panel. I'll choose this subtract, and then what is my main object? This wall is the main object. I will select it, enter, and then you select the second object, that is your window. You select it and you press enter, and here you have subtracted this volume from the main volume of wall. Fine. So this how you can do this also. Okay. And then you can create. So like you can go for dynamic UCS F6. So make sure this surface is highlighted, and then you are creating the drawing, and then you can go for offset. Like the offset is 250. Let me go with that. Select the polyline, and there you have. Okay. And after that you can go for the press pull. So press pull allow you to create 3D, or you can increase the height of your existing 3D model or decrease the height of the 3D model. So here it helps you to identify the close boundary. So this is the close boundary between this two rectangle, and you select it and you can create the 3D. And the benefit of using press pull, that is, it will not divide any other object. It will be one single object. So from that object you have just uh, extracted one uh, surface, and you have given height, so it will be connected with that object. So that is the better thing using press pull. And suppose if you are doing with normal extrusion, you can extrude also, like this one, like this polygon, you can extrude this. Let me choose this polyline, and you go for extrusion, enter, and then you give height. So let me give height like 850, enter, and there you can see this is the box right now. And now let me change it to 2D wireframe. We also have this polyline, so I'll go for extrusion and I'll choose this polyline. Then after selecting this polyline, and you go for enter, and then you give the height, that is 850, and enter. And now what you will do, we will subtract, right? So you go for this subtract option. So you first choose the main object and then enter, and then the object which you will be subtracting. So this will be the object. So I can choose, because of this selection cycling is on. So after selecting this, I'll be pressing enter, and right now I have. And now this is as a different object, and this wall as a different object. Okay, if I need like this, so I'll be going with this extrude option. Okay. So extrude can be done with your plan. If you have any 2D plans, like like this box, you can extrude this box. You can extrude like this. Suppose you have this not as a polyline, you have this as a single 4 lines. Let me go with this explode X center, and you have all this as a 4 line. So if you extrude all the single four lines, it will be extruded as a surface because it doesn't have any thickness. So it will be extruded as a plain paper like surface. You give enter and there you can see. Okay, it is as a surface. It doesn't have any thickness. It has the height, it has length. Now after this also you can convert this. You see this is the surface extrusion. After this also you can provide it the thickness. So for that we have this thicken option. You can select this, enter, give the thickness 250, enter, and there you can see this is right now the 3D solid. Okay, so same like you can do for other surfaces. So select this and then enter. You give the thickness value 250, enter, and there you see. All right, and can you see this these grip points? So with the help of these grip points you can increase. Okay, so right now you see that I'm getting all the grip points because I have converted this uh, from your what I called surface. From the surface I have converted it, so I'm getting this grip points there. Now for this one, I'm not getting any grip points, only the base point, right? Only the base point I'm getting. For the 3D solid, for any 3D solid like this, if you want to get uh, all the vertex, so you know this corner points are called vertex, and these are called edges, and the surfaces are called face. Uh, so if you want to highlight uh, your polygons for the 3D model, so you come to this selection panel and there you can choose vertex if you want to work with vertex. So suppose I have selected this vertex and then if I move this, so it will be created like this. Okay, so let me give value like 100, enter, and I can do this for all four corners. If I choose this vertex and this vertex, and then if I move it like 100, enter, and there you can see I'm getting this. Okay, so how easy is that, right? Now if you want to work with age, so you will be coming to this age option, and you can only work with age. You can only select ages. Okay, you cannot select any other thing except age. So like that, if you select this age, so this uh, age is connected with this vertex and this vertex. That means you are selecting these two vertex also. Fine. And the same thing for this edges and this all edges. Now we also have this rotate gizmo. So we don't have to go for this rotate. With this gizmo we can do the rotate option, and right now this one is selected. We can let me go for no filter. So if you go for no filter, so all the things you can select at a time. And right now if I go for this rotate, you can see I can rotate this, and if I provide the value on that particular angle, it will be rotated. Fine. You also have this scale gizmo, and you select it, you have this gizmo for the scale. So you have to select and provide the right scale factor, and you will be scaling it down or scaling it up. So now we can easily do it. We don't have to type this command. We can easily just change the gizmo. Suppose you have this move gizmo, you are selecting it, and you you want to quickly change this gizmo. So here at the base point you come, place your mouse point and right click on it, and there you can change it to scale, you can change it to rotate. All right, so you can start working, you can start rotating. Now let me show you about the coordinates now. So for the coordinates, we have these options. So this option is like it will align with the orthographic views. Okay, so if you go for this left, so you see this left view is right now set. Which one is the left view right now is the top view right now. You can see here this is set as left, but here we can see top, because we always see the XY from the top. Okay, and if you go for right, just let me change it to the top where it is. Yes, so the top is selected right now, and from this need to go with parallel, and I have selected this top, and there you can see this is the right view actually. As per the world coordinate system, this is the actual right view, and the coordinate is set, and here you can see this is set. This view q is aligned as per the coordinate, so you can get the result. Now let me switch to world, and if you go to that, you have, and you also have the projection. So if you go with this perspective projection, so there you can see the horizon. Okay, there you can see the horizon and the sky. So we also have this sky option, this sky background and illumination. So the timing need to set. So there you can see the sun. We have all this. Okay, so we will come on this part later. Now let me come to this, and here if you just need to see uh, your plane, so you will choose parallel projection, and if you need to see horizon and the real world, you will go with this perspective projection. Now let me do one thing, come to this top view and then 2D wireframe. Okay, and now let me just give me a second. Now I need to take one drawing as a reference to extract some part of the drawing. So like tracing. Uh, so for that I have this xref option, external reference, and there I will be choosing DWG, attach DWG, and it's asking me to choose that file. So I will choose this file. I will go for open, and now you see this is for scaling. Do you want to scale this? I don't want to scale this. So the scale value is 1 and it will be uniformly scaled for each axis. And about the insertion point where it will be inserted, I will be specifying on screen. Okay. And the block unit is millimeter. Here I cannot change it. It is set in that drawing. So as per that I'm getting here. Okay. And about the rotation, that is okay. Now let me insert over there. And can you see anything? No, right? So what you can do is double click on the screen and all the things will be visible, right? So here you can see the drawing is quite dim in color because uh, it is as a external reference. Okay, it is still as a external reference. It is loaded externally, and this is as a reference now. And what I can do is I can, and here you can see these layers are available here, but they are in uh, means they are uh, not properly active. They are in dim, right? So I can choose this one, but this one you can see cannot be made the current layer, see, because they are in external within this external drawing. So let me change the color for this so that you can easily see. Now suppose I need to take this layout only. So for that I can easily take as a reference. It will show you the snap points, and you have taken this. Suppose from this drawing you need to just extract this part, so you just take it as a reference, and after that what you can do is you can detach this one. Let me show you with unload option. Sorry, this one, unload. Here you have. So unload is like you are removing it from AutoCAD. You can again bring it back with the reload option, and if you go for detach, so it will be completely removed. And suppose you are combining two drawings into one drawing with the help of external reference, that you also can do. So for that, what you have, this bind option, you have to bind. So whatever is the bind type, so it doesn't matter what is the option you are choosing, so it will give you the almost same result. But it only like if you go for this bind, so the block name will be changed. This will be as a block, so that will be changed only. Let me go with this insert, and there you have this insert. Okay, so this is a block right now, and you can go for explode, x enter explode, and you will get all the objects as its individual. Okay, so like this you can use this external reference option to either bind or take it as a reference to trace. Fine, and all the components you can get. So here you can see the layer properties. All these layers are, you can use all the layers of this drawings. That's the better thing. Okay, now let me switch into 3D, and here you can go for all the walls. So we have this polysolid option. You can choose this center. So to rotate the screen, you hold the shift button and mouse middle button. You can do this. I have done one thing wrong there. So what I can do is I can come to this option and then I will change. So you see how I have done it. I have simply select this one, and holding this grip point, I have decreased this this segment. And now let me create with polysolid again. With this you can create here. So the thickness is difference. The thickness is sorry, you can match the thickness. I'm just going with this. You can go for vertical so there will be no confusion. You can go for close. Sorry, just let me go with this quickly. You can go for close. Okay, so there is some error. uh, no worries. Enter. Okay, so for this part I think there is some issue. Let's go for geometric center, and there is the center. And there I have. can undo this part. Enter, and there I have. And for this, let me go for the polysolid again. Hmm. Okay. Now let me show you how you can create the steps. So you can go for this box option there from this. So dynamic UCS is off right now. From this to this, and what will be the step riser height you'll be providing as a height. Uh, so the riser height, let me provide 200. Enter, and then let's go for it. What you'll do is copy this, select it, enter, and then you specify this as a base point, and it will be placed here, right? So before placing the second, I want to place multiple at a time. So I'll go with the array and how many steps I need, like 10. So let me go with the 10 number of array, and then this will be the second point, and that is placed. Did this, and there you can create one. So for that, if I go with dynamic UCS on, so I have to create at the XY plane and then I have to move it. So I'll not do that. Uh, what I'll do, if I know the length and width for the landing, so I can simply go for dynamic UCS on, and on this surface I can draw the rectangle like this. On this surface I can draw the rectangle like this. I can draw this rectangle, and then I can extrude it simply. Okay, but here I don't know the rectangle or the landing length and width, so let me just, sorry. So this way you can just go for it. Okay, so here I don't have, so I will go for like this to this, and the same I will provide the height, and after that I will move it, select, and this is placed right now. Okay, and what we can do next is we can place uh, these. Let me show you that. You can go for copy, and there you can place it. And then simply go for the same procedure. That will be your copy, You select it, you press enter, and then this is, and after that array number of items 9, enter, and then you specify this as a second point. Okay, fine. Now you need to define the waste slab, right? So for that, what you need is to select this, select all this. Sorry, don't go and hold control. It can be selected all together. Just simply click on it. I want these objects only present within this AutoCAD. So what I'll do, I have this isolate option, isolate object. This option is there. So I will go for isolate object. If I go for hide objects, all the selected objects will be hidden. I don't want to do that. I want to hide all the unselected objects. So I'll go for isolate object, and here you can see. Right. Now I need this. I need to work along this right plane. So you remember I have this option. If I go for right, so right now this is as top. Okay, and make it like 2D wireframe. Okay, so let me go for creating one. You can create with polyline. So like that you can create, and you close it. All right, and then you will be extruding this, right? You will be extruding it. So you will be choosing this extrude option, and it you will be extruding till that. And now if you go for realistic, and there you can see we have this steps, and we have this slab as a different object, but in the real it will not be as a different object, it will be as whole. So for that we have this union option, this union. If I go for this slab, and then all this object, keep on selecting. All right, you select all of this object and you press enter, just as simple as that. Okay, and this is as a single object right now, you can see. And right click on it, go for this isolate and end object isolation. All the objects are back right now, and you make it as world coordinate, and like that you will be creating your stairs. Fine. And you know how to place this door, how you can do that, right? So I'm just showing you again. So what you can do is you can create this. So we have this door jam, right? So I will create this door jam later. First let me create the opening here. So for that I will create a one box from this end. I will be creating this box. That's because this is the thickness for our wall. Okay, and I will give the height like 2100. Okay, I'm giving it, and there you can see, right? And what you will be doing it next is subtract this one, then enter, and then this, and then enter. Okay, like that. Fine. Or else what you can do is simply you can create the rectangle using dynamic UCS on, or changing the coordinate value, that you can do also. So that's the simple step I have showed you. Now about the door jam, let me show you that also. So using the dynamic UCS, you create this rectangle there, and about this one, I will be uh, trimming this one. I don't need this segment, so I will choose TR, enter. Only single enter, as because I'm in this 2021 version. I think because of that, so you can go for this remove vertex here. So mm, do one thing, explode this X center, explode, delete this one, and then you select this line, this line, and do J enter, join it. So you can see three objects converted to polyline. I have this as polyline. There you can see, right? And now let me create this part. So for that I will be choosing this polyline. You can create it from top, and with the the wireframe, 2D wireframe from the top you can create it better. So let me go with this polyline option from this to this point there. Sorry, undo. Yes, and you go for close. That you have this one. Okay, so this is the door jam profile, and now what we will be doing is we will be sweep sweep along this path. Okay, we have the path, we have this path. Remember, I have already created the polyline, so that will be the path. And let me go for this sweep. So this profile, this is the profile, and then enter, and then you select the path, the polyline, and then you have, there you have. Let me change the color. You can create the layer. Now I'm just changing the color only, and how easily I have created the toe jam, right? You can select this one and right click, and you can go for isolate object, and there you can see it. Okay, fine. And then you can go for your box, that this to this it will be, and then you can give the height. Okay. And you will be rotating it not from this point, so you will be changing this base point here, and then you can rotate. Okay, right click, isolate, end object isolation, and there you have. Okay, and you apply all the particular layer for each components, and suggesting you guys that work with this plan, create 3D model in AutoCAD. Okay, we have some more option about loft and revolve. I will show you. uh, so about the loft and revolve, uh, this is very easy. So like loft, you have to create profiles in Z direction or uh, in any direction you can create. So it will just connect all those profiles, all those 2D profiles to convert in 3D by providing the volume. So let me just show you. Suppose you are creating one architecture column there. So for that, what I should do is, let me go with this left view there. Here I'll be creating one. Uh, so for that, let me go with this polyline there. I'm just creating the outline first. Uh, okay, this fine. Let me come back to world. Yeah, so here let me come back to parallel there. Okay, and what you can do is you can create circle. So this will be the center of this circle, and then you can define this. So there should be some lines. So let me go with this quick circle. Okay, and for this one, what I'll do is copy and this as a base point, and then array you can go for 20 number of objects, enter, and then this as yes, and for the next one you can place it or don't place it, don't matter. Let me just place it over there, another circle, and another circle at the top. Yep. Now let me hide this one, hide object, and here you can see, and all this line, right click and go for select similar. All these lines are selected. Let me delete this, and you can go for this loft right now. This as first profile, this as second, this as third, this. now. Okay, and you press enter, and that is cross section only, and this kind of profile is created right now. Okay, and let me just show you one thing again. Suppose we have one line there, center only, and right clicks, shift, hold shift button and right click center, the center you have, and you go for loft, you select. So you have to select in order. You cannot select this and then select. So you have to select in order. And then press enter, and then there you have this path, and you will be selecting this path. Okay, so this way you can also direct this. So this path can be at an angle, uh, so along that you will get it. Okay, so this way you work with loft, and we have this one, right? So what you can do is, for this one we can go for revolve. We have this revolve one. You select it, enter, then you have to specify the axis. So from this point to this point is the axis direction, and what is the complete rotation angle, that is 360. You type 360 and press enter, and there you have this one. Okay, all right, then I'm ending the today's session here. This is for all for today.